Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Software. Today I'm going to do an unboxing of this double Eagle UTR EK47 M918A or AR47. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy this content today, please do consider liking, commenting and subscribing, because those interactions help the channel get seen by YouTube algorithms and help the channel grow. If you do want to support the channel a little bit more, socials are all linked down below on my link tree, including my Discord. Please stop by, say hello, give me a like and a follow. And if you want to really support the channel, the join button is down below. That will take you to YouTube channel memberships, 99p a month, totally optional, really appreciated. Custom videos, custom giveaways, influence over what I'm doing, unboxing, getting the order of videos, that kind of thing. So really optional, really appreciated, but totally optional. So we'll get started then. Full disclosure before I go into this, I have bought this a few weeks ago, and I have played with it as well before doing this. The temptation was too much. So we'll sort of do it, you know, with that in mind, really. Okay, just sort of want to put this out there. Following a comment on the UTR556, I just want to say, Lord of Discord made a comment that I was doing a disservice to the sort of double Eagle stuff in general. And do you know what? He's absolutely right. I was selling it as, you know, a budget, great beginner. Do you know what? They are. But they are exceptional in and of their own right. They are just simply outstanding pieces of kit, and you know, I am playing them down and undervaluing. They perform better than a lot of much higher cost AEGs. The feature set is outstanding. So do you know what? Lord of Discord made a totally valid point that they are not just budget friendly good starters, they are outstanding pieces of kit, and I can't believe more people aren't raving about them and aren't buying them because they are just so good. So just wanted to sort of throw that in there because I said I would in a reply back to Lord of Discord. So double Eagle then, they're EK47 or M918A. So the box is a fairly nice box, no real images of it on there anywhere, other than just a little bit of detail on the bottom that it's the M918A in black. So let's get this out and get started, because I am really excited to get back into this. So opens one end, slide out a tray. There it is. Get rid of that, get rid of the foam. We've got our little bit of an instruction manual. We've got, there it is. Whoa, absolutely awesome. I like that the manual is correct as well. It even shows you how to get rid of the rail system. Talking about removing the muzzle. There's an O-ring on there. The battery installation to get into the back. Retractable stock. You know, the stuff is correct to the model as well, which is always nice. Adjusting the hop unit and everything, so nice useful manual. We've also got a Falcon digital firing control system guide to show you how to change the sort of trigger settings that are in there as well, which is quite useful. It's dead easy to follow. And then one of the things I think is a really nice touch is an exploded diagram to show you all the parts numbers and how the whole thing is sort of assembled together as well, which I think is a really nice touch. So we'll get those out of the way for now, and we'll come back to those shortly. So also in the box then we've got an unjamming rod. I'm trying to not get too excited about this because I'm really looking forward to this. We've got a 120 round mid cap, which I quite like that that's included in there. 7.62x3.9 mag there. We've got a little box of accessories. So in there we've got the Dean's to Mini Tamiya, a little Allen key, we've got the essential silica gel, we've got a Dean's replacement cable, and we've got a couple of sort of attachments to go on here just to emphasize the overall look of it. Those are not, unfortunately, rail mountings, but it is M-LOK compatible, so if you want to put M-LOK rails on, you can do. So put those back in there. Now, this has been downgraded for UK limits by the retailer, sort of ready for use. So obviously everything that I will report on in here is entirely down to what they have done at the retailer. based on the FPS that it's doing. So there she is. Now, I'm not going to lie, it is, I mean, I loved it before, and after running it for a day, I loved it a lot more, and it's just really, really grown on me. It is absolutely gorgeous. So it is an AR sort of platform, but it obviously takes your AK style mags. Now, that really works for me. I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love the stylings of it. I love all the sort of angular elements of it. I just think it is a fantastic build overall. So let's start and explore from the front, going backwards then, and talk about it. So we've got a metal muzzle brake on a metal outer barrel, and it is 14mm negative. It's not grub screwed down, so just unscrews, giving you, there's the barrel coming right to the end, and obviously the outer barrel as well, and threads. We've then got this Aeronox rail unit, which is M-LOK compatible, also I'm led to believe. I think it looks like it should take M-LOK stuff. So obviously if you want rails on and things like that, you can do. We've then got our flip-up sights as well, which, get it down there. You know, they're nice and functional, but we have got plenty of rail real estate if we do want to put some sort of optic on top of there to obviously help with that. The grip is, the foregrip is really nice and shaped. I'm guessing that is to aid with the C-clamp style, if that is your bag. I tend to be more of a magwell gripper than anything, and it does feel good and right with that mag in there. It looks really smart in there as well. So coming onto the receiver then, again, the handguard is polymer, but there is no real movement in it. There is not really any discernible movement. So I think that's cat patch because it's braced here and secured down to the handguard unit. The receiver itself, again, polymer. There is no real move in it, and because it is so much polymer, it's got a nice weight to it, but it's not like unusually light. It's just a comfortable weight that you feel like you've got something in your hands. It feels a good weight, but it's a kind of sort of weight where you just think, you know what, I could run this all weekend long and not even sort of feel that in my arms. So I really like the weight, and the majority of the weight is in the body. There is obviously a little bit of weight in the front, but once you get it shouldered, there is no pull down from it being front heavy or anything like that. It is, I won't say balanced, but it's definitely a comfortable weight in the way it's done. So the receiver then, obviously we've got Falcon system on there, UTI EK47, double eagle on the other side. We've obviously got an enhanced large magwell there. We've got a functioning bolt cover, which I really like, to give you access to the hop unit there. So the hop is rolled down to apply hop. Again, the double eagle hop units have been really, really good for me in their more modern stuff, and you know, double eagle have no right to be as good as they are of late. I'm really, really impressed with it. It does lock open, so if I press the ambidextrous release this side, lock it open again, or this side, it releases it. A little bit tingy, but you know, it's in a polymer receiver, so you can't have everything, I suppose. The charging handle, again, a little bit enhanced, a little bit different, a little bit trendy and stylish, and it just adds to the overall aesthetics of it. You've got a really nice sort of enhanced trigger guard, so you've got plenty of space there to get a glove finger in, with a nice flat trigger in there. A really nice click into place. It's quite light to push around, and it is ambidextrous as well. It's quite light to push around, but it does stay in place, you know, quite well until you force it out with that clicking motion. Pistol grip is really nicely shaped. There's no rough corners, which you can sometimes get on AR pistol grips. What I do particularly like is that the mag release has the normal AK style grip there, or if you did obviously notice that then, is you can pull it down at the sides there. You've got like a tabbed element there where you can tab that out to access the mag release. So you can even do it with your trigger finger, that you don't even have to worry about this. You can just whip that out nice and easily, and it does take mags in like the traditional AK way. Front lip in, clicks back in, and out it comes. Now excuse me, in the magwell there is this little switch here, and what happens is there is, I don't know how well this is going to pick up, hopefully you can see that little tab moving in and out of there. So what happens is it feeds the BBs round into the hop unit and it retains them in there. So when you come to empty the gun, don't just take the mag out and you get less BBs dropping out, maybe just one or two. But if you press that button, it will release the BBs out of the hop chamber back onto the floor, into your hand or whatever, so you can retain those as well. Moving back on then, so bottom of the pistol grip, we have got what I like, the nice big flathead adjustable screw there to adjust the motor up and down to get the good setting. So we've got a ergonomic styled stock to adjust, and I'm guessing 5-position for 5-position stock, and it is a pull it to the end. It's got a different type stock to what the manual said, so I just had to brute force this pin all the way down, and what that does, not that you can see it particularly well, there is a pin in there that just needs, when you pull that down, there you go, hopefully you can see that in there, it drops it down low enough to clear the end of the adjustment. It's actually a 6-position stock. Wow, that's a nice touch. So then we terminate in our Deans, and it is a MOSFET control, the Falcon control system in there, which in the previous double eagle stuff I've looked at, I really quite liked their MOSFET. I think it's a good system, or whatever name you wish to give it. We kind of all generalise MOSFET to mean that sort of like controller unit. So I have shot it already and skirmished it. What I'm going to do is show you what I did just before sort of doing this unboxing video now of the range check, the rate of fire and the chrono. So it's been downgraded already, 286.7 to 283.7, so 3 FPS variance. That's pretty damn consistent. About 11 rounds a second. About 17 rounds a second. Okay, so the FPS is a little bit low, and you know that's fine. You know, UK limits are sort of 350, but it was doing about 383.7 to 386.7. Now, considering that's been downgraded as well, that is only a 3 FPS variance. That is such a tight grouping of FPS. That's very, very consistent. The range, absolutely exceptional. It is easy punching out 50 plus meter range without any real issues at all, and I had absolutely no issues hitting anything at range when I ran it at Skirmish Airsoft. I will try and put a little bit of footage in at the end of this video just to show a little bit of that going. So in terms of rate of fire then, 11.2 roughly rounds per second on a 7.4 volt LiPo. I can't do the 8.4 and the 9.6 at the minute because those batteries are just completely dead. They don't charge, or it says it's charged but then nothing happens. So I need some new ones. So just to make you aware of that. And then at the 11.1 we're getting about 17.7 rounds per second. Now that's not going to light the world on fire in terms of rate of fire, but it's more than good enough. You know, it only takes 1 BB to take somebody out in a game. You don't need to be shooting sort of 32 rounds a second down range at somebody, or maybe you do. I don't know. Everybody's different. I am trigger happy, so you know it's probably not a good idea to have a silly rate of fire. But at no point did I feel outgunned in any way, shape, or form when running this Skirmish Airsoft. Was it last month? Must have been last month. But I really, really liked it. I thought the setup was perfect. So mag compatibility there. I know Mr. OT, a good friend of mine, and I will link his channel down below, make sure you go and visit him. He has got one of these, and he said that he found that the G EK47 mags fit and fed, but he was having issues with other things. What I found is I got some SEMA 150 round mags, which I'll get in a second to show you, and a random SEMA high cap. They did fit, they just needed a little bit of a push to get to click in. Now you can see there is a little bit of rubbing on the mag release there where it's just sort of gone in to click in, but then they've fit and fed absolutely perfect. Bear with me and I'll just grab those mags, or at least the mid cap. As if purely by chance, just first grabbing, I got the high cap and the mid cap. So 150 round mid cap then, clicks in at the front, just needed that little bit of click, whereas this one, smooth clicking. This one just needed, if you watch, there's a little bit of a lock up there, just push, clicks in, absolutely perfect. Snaps into place, absolutely no issues. And the same with the high cap, probably a little bit more so, just needs that little bit of pressure and it snaps in. Both of which fit and fed absolutely perfect. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love the look of the tan mag in there. I thought it looked really nice, as well as the black, to the point where I'm almost tempted to just put some tan accessories on this, just to sort of give that two-tone effect. So really happy with it so far. Can you tell I'm happy with it? Batteries then is the last thing to sort of discuss, and then I'll do the gloved operation. So your battery space is just your stock tube. So what we've got there is probably not a very deep stock tube. So we'll take an 11.1 in there. That is a really short, tiny 1100 milliamp 11.1, which just gave it that real nice sort of kick to it. Now the issue with this is, even with these connectors in, there is not, listen for the beep of the MOSFET. There it was, just a tiny little boot, just to confirm that it's booted up. Click that in place. Yeah. Helps if I do it with two hands. There we go. Now, there's not really space to get that down properly without bending things inappropriately. So what I found is, with this, it was better to just run this with the stock clicked out a single position from fully collapsed. And that just gave it, you know, just enough space that I was happy with it. And it was still comfortable to shoulder, because I do like them fully collapsed typically with stocks. I've then got a 1200 7.4, and that's exactly the same. It just needs that one position out. I've got another little one as well, a 1000 milliamp 7.4, a little bit more room on that. The cables, if I shorten them down, I could probably get that in there quite easily. And then I've got a long 1200 7.4. Unless I'm going to run the stock quite far out, you know, that's just not quite going to fit convincingly. So you are going to need a couple of batteries to get you through a whole day's gameplay. Okay, hope that makes sense. So I'll chuck that back on there. So just putting the stock back on, there we go. So there's the stock fully collapsed. So we're going to do the gloved operation then. So thanks to the guys on my Discord, particularly Laurent, for suggesting this nice little feature just to discuss what we can and can't do. So, in terms of operation then, I have absolutely no issues getting that mag in or out and releasing those BBs out of the mag well if needs be. You know, I've got no issues getting those sights up and aiming down those sights. I've got plenty of room to get my finger in there, even gloves and even the selectors. Absolutely happy days. The stock, nice and easy to extend and mess with. Get those down. In terms of the hop unit, now I can adjust it with the gloves, but I have no real feeling or gauge for how much I have adjusted it. So you're probably going to want bare fingers exposed to adjust that hop unit just to make sure that you're getting the accuracy that you need. But I can easily operate that. Obviously mag we've talked about. Stock's easy enough to get the stock off. It's possibly easier with the gloves on to pull that pin down with fingers, because the gloves offer you a bit of padding to cushion your fingers. So I could get the battery in quite easily and then bring the stock back in, pull that pin down and get the stock back in and run it exactly like that, and off we go. Now, so having run it for a day, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's so well built. I think it's really well balanced in its weighting. I thought the range and accuracy out of the box were just phenomenal. You know, it's for the price of these and the feature set that you are getting in them, they are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit. You know, knowing that that will fit, it just needs a little bit of extra wiggle room in there. I mean, at the back there, they look virtually identical, but there must be something just different enough that it just needed that little bit extra. Maybe it's just a touch wider, slimmer. I don't know what. There is a tolerance ever slightly off somewhere that's just making the difference to those mags. I mean, they look pretty much identical to me, but it is what it is. So, you know, I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed this immensely. I am super happy with it. I think it's been a fantastic piece of kit so far. I can't wait to play more with it. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. I will leave the usual photos and hopefully a little bit of footage of it in action at the end, and I will see you next time. Bye.
It's coming your way, Chris. There's one round to your left. Yeah, coming round the left. Paddy, just watch this side. I'm just going to get up to where that guy was.
Down there. Hit. Oi, there's someone shooting from over here.
No. You see him? Good lad. Good lad.
Turn me out! Oh, they're pushing up on the floor. Where's Petal? Well, I can't even do anything. This one's not even reached to. I need Petal to...
Just watch that side.
Petal, what are you doing? Oh, come over here.
There's one coming on the bridge. There's one coming on the bridge. Lean around the corner, you'll get him.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. One coming on the bridge, mate. Watch the corner. Oh.